Happy Frugal Friday, YouTube friends and family. And today we are going to be talking about how you're feeling with your no spend January, as well as just some frugal tips that I wanted to share with you as we move forward in 2021. So, some of you may not be participating in no spend January, but wait. Before you click off, there might be some tips today that might help you in your financial journey called life. So, I wanted to share those with you. So, something I have not shared, and I've hesitated on sharing it because I don't want any of you to think that I want you to feel sorry for me or I'm asking for money or anything like that. Totally not the case. I wanted to share with you my particular situation on health insurance. So, I've talked before in my videos about having systemic lupus and psoriatic arthritis. So, I take a medication 4 times a year. So, I give myself an injection every 3 months that is super pricey to the tune of $21,800 a dose. Now, I say that not for sympathy, but just it's reality. And I'm sure there's some of you out there who also take a medication that adds up or is costly per dose. I am still Cobraing, I don't know if that's a word, my insurance from my employer I retired from. So until May, I have the ability to Cobra my insurance. Well, I just got my new rates and I'm going to share it because I think a lot of us are in this situation and maybe have to choose between, do I want health insurance? Do I want to stop taking my medications? Or, what can I do? So my health insurance went up significantly to $1,015 a month. And I only have two choices: high deductible insurance or a lower deductible insurance, which is what I chose. And here's why. The high deductible insurance is $582 a month, which is still a lot of money to me. However, until you have paid $10,000 out of pocket, whether that's for medical care or for prescriptions, they will not pay the first claim. So looking at the two, I quickly realized paying $500 basically more a month times 12 months is $6,000 more a year, although I won't have it for the whole year, compared to $10,000 I would have to outlay up front for my next dose of Stelara. Stelara is what I take. So I have had to really reevaluate how I'm spending. I am not eligible for Medicare, even though I'm on disability, until I reach age 62. And I won't even be 60 until March. So I've got 2 years plus that I am going to have to go to Marketplace to buy my health insurance. So I will cross that bridge around April when I come to it. And, I may have to consider a less expensive, less effective medication, just strictly from not being able to afford it. I think it's sad that anything costs that much money. I'm like, oh my gosh, you could buy like a car with one dose of that. So anyway, that has been one of my motivations that I hadn't really shared for No Spend January. And I'm sure, I've heard about insulin costs and just people taking advantage, people being drug sellers or patent holders of people who have these chronic health conditions that really need the medication. And that's not right or fair, but that's not my platform. So we're about halfway through No Spend January, and I wanted to check in and see how it's going. So what I can tell you for myself is I've done okay. It has been an adjustment, but now that I've had a couple weeks, and I actually started before the end of the year preparing myself and not purchasing, what I've realized is I've been putting things in my Amazon cart and then clicking save for later. And then I go back and I look at it, and I have a tendency to think I need things that I don't need at all. So here's a prime example, and I want to give a shout out to Gay over at Apron Strings. This lady does fabulous videos. And if you like to cook, you're going to love her channel. She's just a good old Southern cook, and she has some really delicious recipes. But anyway, so I watched a video, and it was to roast garlic, and I love garlic, y'all know that. And I'm like, I need that garlic roaster, so I go out on Amazon and I find one that's just identical to hers, and it's only $17. So what I told myself is, oh, it's only $17. So I put it in my cart. 5 minutes later, Attack of the Guilties, click save for later. And as I continued to watch the video, because I was watching the video while I did this, she was like, if you don't have one of these garlic roasters, you can do it in aluminum foil. And that's when I realized, a lot of things I think I need, or just at the moment it's like so attractive, when in reality there is a more frugal way to do it. So one of the things that I've been doing as I've been tempted, whether it's been clothes, and oh yeah, y'all have to look at my sweater this morning. Now this didn't have the tags on it, but I don't wear a lot of purple. I like purple, but I just don't wear a lot of purple. And I was like, well, I really don't have anything that goes with that sweater. So hang on, guys. I mean, not to be a fashion show. I found this shirt that I had gotten for free, by the way, that has Minnie Mouse. I'm not a huge Disney fan. And I don't know if I can do this and be decent. Oops. I even found purple leggings that I didn't know that I had. I've worn it all before, just never together. So shopping my closet has been great. But anyway, back to what you need versus what you want, and looking at the long-term impact of buying. So I sit down and I thought, you know what if I used to buy clothing on my pay cycle, so every 2 weeks, but let's just say twice a month. What if I spent $50, which trust me, it's not hard to do with LuLaRoe, and I only bought like one item of clothing, like I only bought a sweater, I only bought a top, or whatever. So that's $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. So as I've been evaluating things that maybe I miss or that are attractive to me, I would really encourage you to do the math. Maybe it is only $20, but what if you did that every week? Pardon me, or every month there was something that cost $20. What does that look like at the end of the year, and what else could you do with that money? So that tip has been super, super helpful for me. So a couple other things here I just want to share with you. I told you I went to the library and I got this book called The 30-Day Money Cleanse, and it's very similar to what we're doing, but I thought, maybe I could get some good pointers. And one of the quotes or suggestions that they have in this book, and I want to encourage you as well, is instead of looking at the past, okay, we can't change what we used to spend or any debt that we've accrued. Instead, try to look forward. And it says 20 years. In 20 years, I'll be 80. So, hopefully I'll live to 100. But try to look ahead and figure out, what is it I need to do now so that 20 years from now, I'm not either A, in the same situation that I'm in, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, or check to check if you're receiving some sort of disability or Social Security. But what can you do now? So for me, really looking at the long-term impact, I don't need clothes. Do I like clothes? Heck yeah, I like clothes. I have put so many things in my cart and like deleted them and not, purchased. And just that process of shopping was kind of therapeutic at first. And now I'm like, you know what? That just wastes time. I don't need this stuff. I want it, but I don't really need it. And it's not like I don't have clothes. Y'all can attest to that. So be future-minded as you finish up the last half of No Spend January. Another thing that I found in this book, and I thought it was super helpful, and it was, we try to decrease our pain of paying for things. So I was shocked when many businesses went to not being able to give you coin change. It had something to do with COVID and, whatever. But anyway, they didn't want cash anymore. And even some places will not accept cash. Even in my little burg here. They will not accept cash. It's debit or credit only, which there's a reason for that, because if you're just handing over your plastic, it's a lot less painful than counting out dollars and looking to see what you have left. A lot of people use the envelope system where when they get paid, they put so much money in each envelope for different types of spending, whether it's food or utilities, etc. And that has really helped them feel the pain of watching their hard-earned cash go out the door and not wanting to spend frivolously. Another suggestion I have for you, if you do online banking, which I do, I set up alerts anytime. And I did it more from a, like a scam type thing or somebody hacking into your account, because I definitely wanted to know. But setting up alerts when so much money is withdrawn from your account really helps you to be mindful if you're doing automatic payments for your utilities or for anything. Then you're very mindful. Oops, there goes some more money. Oops, there goes some more money. The tendency is not to set up those alerts, to keep that hidden, and you'll deal with it when your statement comes, if you still get statements, or you'll look at your online statement once a month. I actually sit down once a week, and I've done this since I retired, because it's been very, very helpful for me. Once a week, I sit down, I go through what I've spent, I balance my checkbook, and if I have, I'll say, charged anything. So certain things I feel you need a credit or debit card for. So I pay my cell phone bill automatically, so it's electronically deducted. But other things like Amazon, once a week, no matter if I've spent $2 or $100, I was paying off that Amazon bill so that I never had to worry about carrying a balance. I also have American Express. I primarily used that for work when I traveled, because we had to outlay our own money and be paid back. But if I have anything that has to go on my American Express, and certain things do, because I'm more protected if I'm buying something online, then I also pay that once a week. And that keeps me very aware of where I am in the month and what I've spent, rather than waiting to the end and be like, oh my word, how did I charge up that much stuff? Keeping a money journal is a really, really helpful thing. So whether that's your checkbook, whether you're actually physically writing and keeping a journal, that can really help you be more aware of your spending. Another way we kind of decrease the pain of spending is we just pay for unlimited use of everything. So we have unlimited cell minutes. We have Amazon Prime, which I do have, and I justify that in two ways. One is I have Amazon Prime TV. The second is I buy a lot of soaping supplies, which are very heavy. So they're high shipping cost, and it definitely saves me money. I would have spent way more than $120 a year in shipping costs, so that really helps me out. But instead of just paying for unlimited everything, maybe take a look at your use. Do you need to do that? Can you just pay as you go with the actual money that you've owed or that you've accrued that you need to pay off? So I think those things can be really, really helpful. So I'm going to continue reading on this book, see if I come up with any more good ideas that I can share with you. Just a couple updates I wanted to give you as well. Okay, this is funny. I always have to tell things on myself. So my sweet little kitty cat, Hanky Panky Frankie, he's feeling so much better. And Frankie likes shiny things. So you must never empty out your pockets and leave change anywhere, because he takes it. He doesn't eat it or anything. He puts it into the register vent. I guess he's banking it for later. Maybe he's money smart. I don't know. But he also loves earrings or jewelry. So normally, if I'm missing something, I can go to his toy box, stick around, and it's usually where he stashes it. Well, he's gotten wise to the fact that I've gotten wise. So far, last week, I lost one of my favorite earrings. It'll turn up. It always does. It's in the house somewhere. And this morning, okay, you probably noticed I have like this really gaudy earring in my upper ear. Yeah, he stole my little diamond earring, so I need that back. And it's so tiny, it may take me a while to find it because I have sort of plush carpet. So yeah, he's definitely been a hanky-panky Frankie this week, but I'm so happy that he's feeling so much better. So what am I working on? I'm not sure the order in which I'll put these up because this is actually Friday's video. I'm taping on a Tuesday, and I have another video that I want to do for you this morning. So if this is repetition, I apologize, but maybe you missed that video, or maybe I forget and I don't talk about it. So I had been really doing some soul searching about my Bath and Body Works, my homemade soap and bath type supplies, my business, because it's a lot of work. And I was debating, do I want to continue? And I was really praying on it because although you all see me only at my best, I try not to do, I've done a few videos when I've had my oral surgery, but anyway, I don't show you some of the things that I go through. And one of the reasons that it would be very difficult for me to work is usually every hour to 2 hours, I find that I have to lay down. And that's really just to give me some relief from back pain and joint pain. And I'm still dealing with one unhealed fracture in my pelvis. So if I stand too long, that really hurts. And rather than just load up on pain medicine, which those could be some funny videos, I choose to use some non-drug type things. So making soap can be a big endeavor, especially when I'm doing the big subscription box orders. So there was that. The other thing is, and I've shared, I've been sewing, and I love to sew, but I hadn't done it for years. And now that I've kind of pulled out my machine, I was like, I'm really enjoying this. I would like to think it's one of my gifts and talents. I should be sewing things that I could sell to supplement my monthly health insurance bill. And, looking forward as well, what am I going to do when I no longer have the same insurance and I may be paying a little bit more out of pocket for medications? So I was, going back and forth. What do I do? And the Lord is so good. And he answered me. And he answered me in the form of a huge soap and hand balm order, a private order. And then I've been getting some requests for some of the items that I've shared with you sewing wise. So I've made the decision that yes, I'm going to move forward with my soap business at the level I'm able, but I'm also going to add in some things that I make that I think are affordable, but real big help in the kitchen, whether it's a dish drying mat / canning mat. A couple of you said, well, we don't can. Could you make dish drying mats? You betcha I can. Today I'm going to actually be working on a new type of pot holder. So one of the things you notice when you start doing a YouTube channel and you're cooking is things that you use every day that you're like, it's a little bit worn out, or it's stained, or it has a hole in it, or whatever. You really don't want to put it on your channel, but also I don't want to go out and buy all new everything, right? So I'm like, I can totally make that. So I've come up with a really cute pot holder that I'm going to be making, a little, hot mitt. My goodness, haven't talked much this morning. It's very early here. As well as the double-ended casserole or canner hot mitt. So I will have some of those products. I am not going to put anything available for purchase until after the end of No Spend January for a couple reasons. One is I don't want to tempt you. Number two, I also don't, I need some time to get things made. I'm not super fast at it. I had teased my my neighbor who also sews, I was like, well, you know, I have X dollars in materials, but the labor was $500 because I struggled a little bit with one of the projects. I got it now, so it shouldn't take me so long. So I will have those items available. I want to do it in a very fair and consistent way, so stay tuned for more information on that. So again, happy Frugal Friday. I hope you're staying on track. You know, if you've had some bumps in the road, consider them learning experiences. Remember, we can't go back, but we can focus on our future and our future saving. So be healthy, be well, be blessed, and I'll see y'all a little bit later. Take care.